Welcome back to Rock and Rattle Retreat. It's fabrication time. We're going to take this metal crate that a neighbor had sitting in his driveway. He was going to go scrap it. And we're going to cut this top up to use for pieces for extensions of the legs, which that's actually right side up down there. There's little rollers on the bottom. At the top there I'm cutting, which goes on top of that. I'm going to cut up and use extensions for the legs. So, using a battery operated grinder with a cutting wheel. It seems to be a slow process doing it this way. It's not extremely controllable, as you can see. I'll try not to cut my arm off. I got one piece. Oh, no. They both fell on the ground. So, got that all cut up. Now, let's flip this bad boy over and see what we're dealing with. And as you can tell right now, I am in the new garage doing this. The other thing you might realize is I have no power in the garage. We are still building on this thing. There is no power plugs at all in this garage or in the house at all. That's why I'm using battery operated grinders. Oh, I gotta turn on a generator. Okay, let's cut these wheels off, which they're just solid metal wheels. They're basically worthless. They only roll one direction. I don't even know what they're really for. And the neighbor who had this doesn't even remember what he got in it. But these things are really on there. Take a hammer. There we go. There's most of it. A little cleanup. Okay. Down to real business here. Generator, plasma torch. And I need to turn it up a bit. Not quite getting through the whole thing. And it's not that thick. Okay, turned it up. The other thing I'm working with is a small air compressor. It probably needs to be turned up a little bit more. But it's not too bad. Part of the deal is the air compressor needs to have enough oomph to it to keep it going. Because it uses a lot of air. And back to the hammer. I need a bigger hammer. There we go. Finally getting the hang of it. Clean up. That's part of the top that I cut. Okay. There's one extension. So I'm cutting extensions to the legs because it needs to sit up a little higher than that. What I'm going to do is take that wooden pallet behind there, cut some more 2x4s for that, nail them on there, and put some dolly wheels underneath it, and then put this contraption on top of it. No, and I haven't told you what it's actually for, have I? So, new garage, right? Well, I want to use as much space as possible, and I want to just put all my tractor implements in here and use it all up. So I figured I would do a double-decker implement dolly. So cut the center piece off so I can put the implement in through that center piece. And here we go. We're going to add on some legs here. Going to grind off the paint areas so when I weld it, I'm not welding to paint. Welding to bare metal. Clean up that plasma cut a little bit. Now the downside, of course, is using battery-operated tools, which means the battery runs out once in a while. It runs out a lot more often than you'd like it to. And grind the paint off the actual leg itself. And welding it. Clamper on there, do a little adjustment, make sure all the legs are the same, and here we go. We are using a stick welder on this because that's what I got at the property. Not a professional, but I can melt two pieces of metal together. Give me enough sticks and I'll melt them together. Not a professional. Okay, there we got it done on the left. The legs have been extended up. Got little tabs on it and screwed it down to that pallet. And there's casters underneath the pallet. And we're going to put this box blade on the bottom. Hopefully. That's the plan. That's why I need to be up a little higher, so when I back up with the tractor to it, I can actually hook up to it. But since currently I have the backhoe still on it, I didn't want to take the backhoe off to hook it up to it and then place it there and have to put the backhoe back on it. Just put my little pallet forks on there, my clamp-on pallet forks. And then a chain to keep it kind of balanced in there. And I'm going to say kind of balanced. It wasn't perfect. Yeah, not perfect. But this thing is heavy, so there's no way I could pick that up and put it over there. So I got to get it in there somehow. And I thought the easiest way of doing this was actually bring the cart to it since it's on wheels. As long as I get most of the box blade in there, I'm good with it. Eventually we'll use it and we'll stick it back in there a little bit further back in. There we go, that's not too bad. Now to get it off the pallet forks. Unhook the chain that's on there. Well, that didn't work. And then just back off of it, right? So just pull right out. No, it doesn't. Oh, God. Something's caught. There we go. Oh, almost. Downside of being on wheels, it moves. Okay. Let's move this back over towards the wall. Those casters are not perfect. I may have to change them out at some point in time. Okay, get the pallet forks off. Bucket drop off camera, come back in and see if we can grab the grapple. Okay, now the grapple is going to actually go up on top of this. What do you guys think about that? So I got 2 implements in the space of 1. And there we go. A little less room taken up. Now what I should really do is get a wire disc and wire brush all of that paint down a bit off that metal and repaint it. But it's just an implement storage, so that's going to be on the back burner. And since we're on wheels, we can move it around the garage and shove it back in this corner, and it takes up less space. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to catch on the next one. We're still building a house. If you caught on, there's a little bit difference between the garage when I started and the garage now. We'll have a video out on that soon. We'll see you later.